What is up, y'all? Welcome on back to our finale of The Last of Us Season 2. We are here to review the final episode. And with that being said, if you have not caught up through Season 2, watched all 7 episodes, this is where you pause the episode and you come back to us once you have caught up, because we are going to be talking about full spoilers from this point forward. So, let's do it, man. I'm ready to get this fucking series over with because I've kind of just had enough of it at this point. So how do you feel about
this is definitely
the season
watching my
finale?
obligation now.
That's hard. That's a harsh criticism. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've hated this season, because I haven't. It's not nearly as good as season 1, which is a disappointment. And I think this episode in particular kind of highlights a lot of the issues that I have with the season. But with that being said, I just don't find myself wanting to watch this every single Sunday that it comes out.
Oh no, this is a hard show to chase after just finishing Andor season 2, seeing an amazing second season, and then watching this.
Don't get me wrong, like
it's not a bad season. It's just
it's not.
You had 9.5, 10 star episodes with Andor. And watching it, first off, Andor in conjunction with this for 4 weeks.
Not good.
Yeah, I was like, watch 3 episodes of Andor versus watch 1 episode of The Last of Us. I'm like, I'm going to watch Andor, and I'm going to watch it 2 or 3 times. And The Last of Us, I'll put on when I have nothing else to watch now.
Yeah, I mean, the last 5 episodes of the season, which that would be... No, that's not true. I say the last 4 episodes, I was doubling up on watching them. And it was like you said, I wasn't doing that with Andor. As soon as it released, I was like, fuck, I'm ready to watch the next arc. And that's not to say that the season's bad. It's not bad. It's just not as good as some of the other things that are out there. And it's definitely not, like when you say it's kind of a it's commitment. The only reason I'm doing this is for the content aspect of it. That's not necessarily true. The Acolyte, I was definitely like that, where it was like, Jesus fucking Christ, do I really have to watch the next episode of this? And what's an episode of the podcast without me shit on the Acolyte?
That's fair. That's fair. Season 2. Season 2, guys.
I try to bring that up at least once.
Let's bring it back. We can't stop talking about it. Let's do a season 2, guys. Come on, Disney, you can do it.
I saw someone saying, this season's really good if you don't have someone in your fucking ears saying that it's shitty. And I'm like, okay, be so fucking for real, bro. That shit fucking sucked. I don't need someone in my ear telling me that it was bad, because it was bad. So, season finale, episode 7. How are we feeling, sir, after finishing up this finale episode?
So I saw you this morning and I said, this episode is over an hour long, and I remember 7 or 8 minutes of it. I did remember something after I said that. I'm like, oh shit, no, that one thing did happen, and that lasted a few minutes. So let's say 10 to 12 minutes of this episode I remember.
The best... Again, I said this on the last review. This episode kind of highlights a lot of the issues that I have, and that is, there are great moments, but they're surrounded by bullshit. And they have done such a poor job of writing and setting up a lot of these scenes that I have no emotional connection to any of these characters anymore. So when we have Ellie sitting there and she's with Dina and she's kind of pouring her heart out in the game, really effective moment. Here, all I can think of is what they fucking didn't do up until this point, that now I'm like, okay, this is a good scene, but you didn't earn any of this whatsoever. And again, in the game, that scene is really, really great. And for the most part, it's done not one to one. There's, I mean, obviously some of the lines are not in there, but for the most part, it was done very faithfully to what the game was. And
Dina seemed very cold to me this episode.
so I get what they were going for here, where she was under the impression that they just showed up and fucking killed Joel, and she's all like, let's fucking go get him. But now that she knows that Joel kind of brought this on him, and then now she's been egging this shit on for Ellie, and now she's in this war zone because of not really a lie, it's an omission more than anything. So matter of perspective there. Uh, I'm guessing that's what she was feeling more cold about, is just that feeling of betrayal to Ellie. It's just
That Ellie
it
didn't
didn't
share the
work.
fact that she was immune, or didn't share that she was immune first off, and that Joel killed an entire city's worth of people because he wanted to save Ellie from being killed to make a cure for the entire world. I get that. I get it. I don't know. I get it, but I don't get it.
Well, it goes back to setting this episode up. If we did not have the flashback episode of 6, and we had an episode in between the last one and this one, where it kind of developed Ellie a little bit more after she just beat the shit out of Nora, which we find out that she didn't kill her, she just left her down there to die, which is fantastic, by the way. I like that.
If if
I
only we
can't.
could have seen her walk away.
We
Like,
saw her
hey,
walking back to the fucking theater last episode at the very
yeah,
end.
because that was a necessary 7 seconds of my life. Um, but let's show some torture. Let's show people getting beat with golf clubs. And then let's see Ellie beat Nora to a pulp, and then leave her to turn, and
I
just
think
that is the vengefulness that we need. That's the carnage that this show needs, is to show just the complete disregard for human life.
like up to this point through this episode, we see that Ellie is not a completely on board with this whole mission again, or anymore, I should say, until like someone brings Abby up and she gets like fucking triggered and she's like, let's go fucking kill Abby. And she fucking goes off and does her own thing, the selfishness and shit like that. But it just kind of highlights this fact that with the writing for the majority of the season being so inconsistent.
Well, this feels like she should be a two-dimensional character this season. She should be, her reason, and she's going to stop at nothing. She should not have a character. Well, she should have a character, but her character is one thing, and that is vengeance. She is so fickle, and halfway through an episode, she changes her mind repeatedly. She was ready to go back with Tommy, and well, if they could find Tommy, but she was ready to go back with Jesse and Dina and just go, yeah, you know what? I didn't kill, but I really killed Nora, and I'm done. I'm ready to go home. It's not worth it.
Well,
And
I just
then
don't think they did a good enough job of showing just how far she has fallen down this path of vengeance for her to have this moment of her sitting there with Dina and she's kind of broken up over it. Like
yeah, no,
we're not seeing her go through that process of beating the shit out of somebody.
and that was one thing.
All of it's happening off screen.
She has killed one person in this entire season, and
Until
not
the
even
end.
directly. And not
Yeah.
even directly. Well, yeah, until the very end. Whoops. That happened. But no, up until this point, like the scene with Dina, she has indirectly killed one person. That's it. So there's no path for vengeance and her going down a hole because she hasn't done anything to go down that hole.
Agreed. So the stuff with Jesse, I really kind of liked, because it kind of shows you the difference between these two characters. Now, in the game, it's Jesse's a different type of character in the game. It doesn't really have the same personality. I'm not saying this is worse or better than the game. Both have kind of like their pros and cons. In the game, he's more of a I'm gonna do whatever I can for my friends kind of character, and he's right there not necessarily supporting Ellie, but like he's willing to help her out. Here, he's all like, fuck that bitch. Let's fucking get your shit. Let's fucking go. I really don't want to be here. I'm only here out of obligation to the community. And because Tommy asked me to come. And I voted no for you on this whole bullshit, which we all thought he did. Then it's revealed that
Right.
he didn't. So it's a little bit different personality for him. But I thought all these scenes with Jesse and Ellie were actually pretty great.
I like Jesse. Jesse was definitely they made him a good character. And I
And then,
think
oh boy,
I figured out another fucking formula. The writers are really good at writing characters that they want to kill. They spend all their time getting you to enjoy characters that they plan on killing off.
that's fair. I can't disagree with
They
that.
don't. Yeah, they don't care about the characters that are going to stick around that you got to deal with.
Oh, we have time to develop them.
We can do that next season.
Damn, old boy got fucking capped when he walked out when he ran out the fucking door, which happens in the
Bruh,
game. But still, it was great.
But,
I forgot all about it until he fucking got capped.
right. Yeah, that
I
was a
like,
great scene.
damn.
It was a great character moment right beforehand where they're kind of hashing it out and whatever else, and you knew it was going to happen. I haven't played the game, and I knew it was going to happen because he was so focused on getting back to the colony and bringing his child home. And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, we know what his mission is. That's not going to work out.
I like how he quickly changed. He it's like a power move. Like, dude just laid his dick on the table and was like, yeah, I'm ready to get my kid and go back to Seattle. And you can see like a little bit of a look on Bella's face. I was like, she's like, damn, I guess I'm not the father.
Yep.
These are good moments that could be so much better if we had some emotional connection to these characters and they did some legwork before all this to kind of build those moments up. We don't have any of that with Ellie on her vengeful path to really give a shit about any of these one specific moments. So one thing that I thought this particular part of the episode, it kind of makes me think about how difficult it was going to be to adapt this video game into season form. We get this stuff at the very end. And before even that, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we have the stuff with Scar Island where she has an encounter with the scars.
That is,
and then Ellie gets strung up.
That was the biggest waste of 15 minutes of the show.
Like, what the fuck was like? Really?
Why
Nothing
would we need
happened.
to add that? Nothing happened. That was literally that was the casino scene in The Last Jedi.
You're not wrong. That's so brave of you to say, sir. I want to say if you watch like the behind the scenes, they're like, oh, well, this is to show that there's a sign that Ellie needs to stop, but instead she keeps going with it. I'm like, well, this was a fucking shitty sign. Y'all could have done anything different with this,
right,
and been better. But you didn't, and we got this. I'm just like, where did that fucking leave? And even if you want to tie this into, and this goes back to my point of adapting the game into multiple seasons, even if you want to use this to further another plot like in the future, we're going to have to wait 2.5 years to expand on that plot line, and everybody's going to fucking forget about it if they don't watch it, because it was such a small portion of this last episode. So in general, I think it was always going to be difficult to adapt part 2, just based on how the story is told and it's split into different perspectives. I don't think it's a spoiler at this point. I'm going to ask you, what do you know what season 3 is going to focus on before
Abby.
I say anything?
Abby.
So the first half of the game, you are kind of like how the season has progressed. You are playing as Ellie, and then the moment happens and you switch characters and you play the back half of the game as Abby, and it basically tells her story. and then goes forward until the very end where it kind of brings everything together. It works really well in game form. I know a lot of people have their issues with Abby and playing as her and shit like that. I thought it was done really well. I love how the story was told in part 2. But when you tell it in season form, it's very confusing and kind of jarring to people that have never played the game before. Now they're like, the fuck? Like, did she shoot her or not? What the fuck is this? Now we're going to be going back to day 1? So, I don't know. I don't know if this was, like, the ending of this episode was necessarily... I don't think it was necessarily bad by any means. I don't know if there was a better way to do it, but it just highlights the fact that this is going to be very difficult to adapt. And now we're going to focus solely on Abby for season 3. And I mean, where the fuck is Bella Ramsey going to be? And then she comes back, and it's just the way they tell it. It's going to take 4 years before you see her again.
Season 3, episode 7 is going to be the scene in the theater where Abby shoots the gun and it goes black again. And then season 4 is when it's going to pick up and we find out what happened. Or we don't find out what happened. Something else. They decided to do something else quirky and stretch it out even further.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know how I would do it. I just know the way they did it was probably not the way to do it. Probably could have done a different way.
That's fair.
But
we do get a good scene in this episode, though. I mean, aside from Jesse just getting capped through the door, which, first off, Abby, great reflexes.
Dude, insta fucking kill, dude. Like, he barely touches that door, and she is fucking shooting that dude. I was like, God damn.
One shot headshot. Just like he wasn't even through the door yet. Headshot. Done.
The door wasn't even closed before he fucking hit the ground. I was like, God damn, bro.
Yeah. But we did get the one shocking scene. I mean, I guess if you consider Jesse's death not as shocking. But Ellie makes it to the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
And she finds 2 of Abby's companions.
Which, by the way, that, what was it? Episode 5? 5 was the one that it was like they just sped through a bunch of shit, and the very end was the Nora shit, right? That's how this episode felt. Yeah. The aquarium is a decent portion of a game. I don't know how many hours it was to play through that segment, but it didn't take fucking 10 minutes that this episode spent on it. Like, she climbed in and then found them immediately.
Well, and that was the same thing with her getting in the hospital and finding Nora immediately. But then that was the reason. I mean, Ellie splits up from Jesse, and she finds the dock, and Eugene's there with everybody, and they boat away. And then she gets on a boat, a little dinghy, during a fucking hurricane, it looked like.
Yeah, great idea.
Gets capsized, ends up on Scar Island. She's there for 5 minutes, almost gets hung and gutted, and then bombs and gunfire. So they're like, don't worry about her, leave her. Just leave her. Not just off her real quick. Just let her go. And then she goes back to the same boat that's capsized, but it still is sound and still works. And then she just continues boating her merry way to the aquarium, and then finds the aquarium and finds everybody inside. It's
super convenient.
It was exhausting how convenient it was, and how nothing that happened. They honestly, it should have been her leaving the tower with Jesse and going, I'm going to that place. And he goes, well, I'm going to go help Tommy. And then we're just at the aquarium. We didn't need the rest of that.
Honestly, yeah. If you're gonna speed through it that much, you might as well just sped through it all.
Yeah. Just
total we're like final season Game of Thrones it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck it. Just show they're there.
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
But I'm assuming you're talking about the scene where she finds what was his name? I don't forget his name. The Mel. I remember the chick's name, Mel, and then the other dude,
Bob,
Kevin, and he goes for the gun. She fucking caps him, and then in the midst of capping him, it fucking goes through him and nicks an artery,
nicks the jugular.
which in the game, Mel attacks Abby with a knife. So they actually
Okay.
fight in the game.
See, and I liked it because she killed an innocent person now. She's the bad guy.
Yes. But again, I know I'm beating a dead horse about this, but we haven't really gotten anything with Ellie going down that deep, dark path. That this moment of realization that she has just fucked up
Gone too far.
beyond belief, gone too far, that it matters. Like, great scene. There's no emotional weight to it because they didn't do anything before that.
Right, because she didn't go far.
she like tiptoed in it. That was it.
Right.
Like she was like a child, like walked through the door, oh fuck this, and then turned around.
Right.
But that was a great scene though. Great scene.
It was.
As soon as she got shot, I was like, wait, what the fuck happened? Like I couldn't, and then you see the blood, and you're like, oh fuck. And then I forgot that she was pregnant.
And then she's like trying to, as she's dying, give her instructions on how to perform an emergency C-section on her.
Well, when she was saying, I need you to cut it. I need you to whatever. And I was like, I think your neck's already cut. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
You don't need help there.
That's already done. I don't know if you know this. But then she was like, went down at the belly. I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot she was pregnant from the video game. And like you said, she's trying to tell her to cut her out, cut the baby out. And, Ellie's freaking the fuck out, obviously. Dude, the acting from the actress that played Mel, F scenes are hard. Death scenes are super fucking hard. That was fucking good.
Oh, it was great.
I thought that was I'm not going to say best death scene of all time, but you can put that up there. Like, the way she kind of just... No, I'm not going to say... I'm not saying, like, it's number one or anything like that, but like...
the way she acted out and the way... Because she was losing all feeling in her body and she was just going with it like, okay, good job, you're doing great, keep on going. Whenever Ellie's not doing anything at all, she's completely losing it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mel is losing all sensation and all neurologic function and just everything. And it's just like everybody's going downhill on this one.
Yeah. Great fucking acting.
And I have to give it to Bella Ramsey on this scene. She actually did a decent job. She can play she can play that character.
Just don't make her mad.
Right.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this scene from the show. But again, it's just
it's missing context.
Do anything. It's missing context. It's missing a bunch of shit that leads up to that to make me care. Like, I should feel something in the pit of my stomach. The fact that Ellie just fucking, like, she killed one of the people that was there, obviously, but I don't think Mel was actually there though, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, she wasn't even trying to do anything. She got killed in the process, and then she was pregnant on top of that. Like, I should feel something in the pit of my stomach, and I didn't. It was just like, oh, that was a great scene. Like, just as a singular moment, that was great.
Right. We've seen that whole scene was to show that Ellie has gone too far, but again, she hasn't. Or she at that point she's done nothing, so she hadn't gone too far. She just accidentally killed a woman and her unborn child. And on this path of vengeance where she has done nothing really vengeful.
Yeah, nothing to warrant the reactions that we've gotten. A great scene though, great death.
She should have killed a lot more people and tortured a lot more people and done a lot worse things before this point.
Agreed. You had all season to do this.
All
season.
All 7 episodes. Are you catching the drift here? You needed more time.
By the way, this shout out to the chick that played Talia al Ghul in Dark Knight Rises. You need to go get some pointers from our girl here on how to die, okay? Shout out. Worst death of all time. All time. Like, that's the take you ended with? That's the one you thought was good?
Have you seen the death scene from the OG Buffy movie with Pee Wee Herman?
Mm.
All-time best death scene.
All-time best.
Yeah, like sarcastically.
Okay.
But
Best
it's
in like
it's
the bad way.
yeah, it's like the campiest death scene in the world, but it fits the movie. And all you got to do is just look it up on YouTube after we end this, because it's just so campy. It's good.
Hey man, it's hard to nail a death scene. It's hard. So yeah, I think as a singular episode, this is I mean, it was okay. It's okay.
Another 7.
I think the season at large is a mixed bag. Sixes and sevens, I would say, across the board. A lot of just bad writing, a lot of acting issues from Bella. Um, which I would be okay with the bad acting from her if it was written better. If we had more diving into her descent into uh her vengeance. If we would have had all that and it would have been better writing overall, I can take some bad acting, but that's not what we got. So
They're not giving us anything to work with here. So
exactly. I can't justify good bad acting when you didn't write very well. It's just like, okay, well, this just ruins everything.
I don't even know that we can blame Bella Ramsey. It just might be the material she's given.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that because she does good in all the other stuff. It's
Maybe,
literally one side of the character.
maybe it's the director. Maybe he doesn't know how to direct that kind of. Because let's look at Abby. Look at Abby in episode 2. Was she? I mean, she played a better vengeance, but was she? She made a lot of stupid decisions, and was she like vengeful in that episode?
I don't know. As soon as she showed up in this finale and she's like, I let you live. I was like, bro, that's the fucking Ellie that we needed. Like, the episode instantly became better as soon as I saw her. And I don't know. I thought she could act very well. So I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily the writing that was the issue with that part of the character. I think it was just the acting. And like you said, it could be the director just doesn't know how to get the acting out, but he was able to get it out of Abby here.
I don't know. I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see how many takes they do for Ellie's shots. I mean, like, all right, guys, we're on take 30. Like, we need to fucking wrap this shit up because it's literally going to take 4 years if we don't stop. So,
How do you feel about the episode ending right there? Before we cut out of this review, how do you feel about the episode ending? Her walking out day one,
walking out in the stadium at
and that's it. That's the end of it. Now 2 years from now, it'll be 2 years later before you see anything with this season.
You see the 12th man, and that's it. Yep. I expected it. I expected it to flash. And the second I saw Abby and her walking to the camp, I'm like, oh god, they're gonna do a day one, aren't they? And then day one pops up in the corner. I'm like, I fucking knew it.
I don't know. I don't know if they could have done it better. Honestly, to do what the game does, I don't know if there was a better way to do it.
I don't think you needed it.
Like, I think you just
what if it ended on the black screen and the gun bang?
The Walking Dead. Yeah. Walking Dead us for fucking two more years.
And then in 2 years, now Abby walks out and it says day one Seattle.
That probably would have been better. I think it would have been not as jarring, probably.
Because you just went from a holy shit, is Ellie dead to okay, now
holy fuck, now we're day one? What the fuck?
Now we're 3 days earlier again at the same where the season started.
Yeah, I instantly thought when the scene cut to black, I was like, are you fucking joking me, bro? Like, that's how this is how the season ends? This is The Walking Dead.
Right.
Did nobody learn their lesson from that show? The Walking Dead went bloop as soon as that scene fucking happened.
Was it because of that scene, or was it because you could hear the cartridge dinging on the ground and it was a revolver?
Wait, what?
Which part of The Walking Dead are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Glenn. With the
baseball bat and the whatever.
Yeah. And we had to wait a whole year to figure out who was fucking killed.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. No, I'm talking about what's her name when she kills the person in the room, and it might have been not it might have not been a season finale, but the screen goes black and you hear the gunfire from a revolver, and then you hear the cartridge rattling on the ground like the revolver ejected.
I don't even remember, to be honest with
No,
you. No.
it got a lot of heat because like that's a revolver.
Yeah, I don't remember that whatsoever. I vividly remember watching that episode and being like, "Are you fucking joking me?" Like we waited for Negan to show up, and then this is how you
that
fucking end the
show
season.
that show really did turn at that episode. That was
It
the end
did.
of the good.
I'm telling you, I think go back and look at some of the numbers for that series. I think if you go back and look at the season premiere following that, it's going to be really fucking high, and then you'll
And
see the
then it
numbers,
drops.
and then it drops.
I stopped watching it the second the Tiger King showed up. I'm like, done.
Yeah, right. I was like, okay, now we're just getting fucking silly about this.
Right. I went
Yep.
back. I watched it a few times, and it was just like the first two seasons or whatever. I'm like, why the fuck do I watch this show? Like, this is a horrible TV show. I hate the fact that I watch this.
Hey, it was a fucking craze back then, man. Everybody was fucking talking about that shit. But yeah, man. Overall, I thought this was a okay episode.
It
Terrible
was
finale. Okay episode.
mid.
Terrible finale.
It was a mid-level season.
Yeah, mid-level season. 6. No, I wouldn't even go below 7. I'll go 7.2.
I could do 6.5 to
7.2.
7. Yeah,
7.2.
6.5 to 7.
Yeah,
It
somewhere
was
there.
all right. It kept
6
me
would.
entertained enough.
Yeah. Like I didn't hate watching it. I didn't dislike it, but it didn't make me want to come back and watch it every single week either.
Right.
So just middle of the road. But guys, let us know down in the comment section below, how do you feel about the finale and the whole season? What are your thoughts? While you're there, hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps us out. We'd greatly appreciate that. And with that being said, that is going to be it from us. I guess we'll catch you in 2 years when the fucking season 3 shows up.
It might be
Hopefully it's
3
better.
years. We're not sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere they're talking about like a December 2027 release.
Oh, sweet Jesus. It's fucking ridiculous. Just go ahead and start filming it and get it over with. Your
I
writing
don't
can't get any worse.
I don't know why they didn't film it in conjunction with this since it's happening at the same time. Let's
Yeah, just
film
film like back-to-back movies like Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. Film it all together. Just whoop, give us a 6 month to a year break. You know you're gonna renew it. Like
They renewed it before the first episode.
Right. You knew, so just go ahead and do it. If it's renewed, then do it. You've already invested. You're committed to it. Just do it now while you're filming everything else, and release it in a year instead of 2.5 to 3 years.
Yep. Agreed, sir. I like your little mini rant that you just had going there. I kind of just wanted to let it kind of simmer and let it.
I'm sorry.
You keep going.
And then you brought up fucking Netflix and the goddamn kids. And I don't even like. We need to boycott Stranger Things for the first 6 months that it comes out. Nobody watch it, just to protest the fucking 3-year season breaks.
Oh, fucking Stranger Things. I don't think I can do
I
it.
do too, and I'm gonna be that asshole that watches it, even though I say boycott the motherfucker.
That's neither here nor there, though. Other people should boycott it.
Right, not me. I have content to make. Speaking of, these next 3 weeks, I will be getting a studio.
Wait, what?
I mean, not a. I will be getting a playroom.
Oh,
So we're gonna have cool shit on the walls. Yep.
let's fucking go, dude.
I am. I'm gonna be getting a fucking futon and a desk and mounted TV and mounting the game systems on the wall and everything.
Whips and chains.
Yeah. Very excited for it. There's gonna be a swing somewhere in there.
Go see it off in like the little background right here. Like, is that a chain? Is that a whip?
Is that a gimp suit back there? What's going on?
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool, sir. That's pretty
Yep.
cool. Yeah, guys. I guess while we're on the subject of things, the next couple months I've kind of already planned it out with content. Shogun will be starting next week. I gotta start watching that here this week. And then also going to be doing Chernobyl, which Craig Mazin, the guy that wrote The Last of Us. It'll be interesting to see a show that he did really fucking well with writing.
Who was the main guy in Chernobyl?
Shit, I don't know his name. He's in a lot
It
of
wasn't
things that
a
are good.
it wasn't a Skarsgård, was it?
No, I honestly couldn't tell you
The,
what
oh
movie he
no
was
no
in.
yeah no
What
Skarsgård wasn't it?
is it? Skarsgård?
He played or he played somebody Boris. I can't speak Russian. But no, Valery Legasov, I think he was in Fringe, that show I told you should have watched like 5 years ago. You still
Mm-hmm.
haven't. But no, Stellan Skarsgård is in that series also. So
There's another dude in that that's like one of the main people, like one of the scientists. I forget
yeah,
what.
that's Valery Legasov plays, or no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
what
Jared
movies?
Harris.
Jared Harris, that's his name. I
Jared
forget what
Harris. So
fucking movie he's in.
um
Oh,
movie I don't know, but he was in Fringe.
he was oh fuck, Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, oh, he
He was
played the guy.
yeah, in was it like Out of the Shadows? That's not the name of it, but y'all get my point.
Yeah, he played Fringe, a very cool, compelling character.
It took me like 15 minutes to fucking figure out that he was in Sherlock Holmes by myself. I just want it to be known. Like, y'all should fucking like this episode just because it took me that long to figure it out, and you saw it in real time. But yeah, Shogun, Chernobyl, going to be starting that next week and finishing out that series, and then a bunch of new releases throughout the summer. So be on the lookout for that. Sir, we're done with The Last of Us. Thank you for joining me. We have one more episode for Andor, which is the Rogue One. And then you can take a little break.
Take a break, and then once you tackle not Clone Wars, Rebels, we can hit Ahsoka.
TBD. TBD. All right, guys. That's going to be it from us. We will catch y'all next time on the next one. Laters.